Welcome to another edition of Tom's Real Food Podcast. This week's podcast is brought to you by Wednesday's Video, Risotto Keto Style, Keto Clean Eating, and every Saturday, Meg's Mysteries. Tune in. Let's go to the podcast. Everybody, welcome back. I'm Tom Glover, the Keto Cook. Today on Tom's Real Food Podcast, we're going to continue part two, our meat prices starting to level off. I don't understand what's going on with it. Is it political? I don't think so. Like I said before, it is mostly corporate greed. Now, there is one video out. It was made 3 years ago, and it got a lot of pushback, but I tell you what, a lot of views on it, and it was from ABC News in Australia, okay? So they're talking about JBS Investigated. Now, what they'll do is they'll talk about this meat company out of Australia who basically bought up all of the smaller meat packers, meat producers in our country and also in Australia and a couple other places around the world. So I'm urging you to go watch this. You'll get a better understanding of really what's going on. And it's called JBS Investigated. I will try to leave a link in the bottom of it if I can. But it's just type in, go to YouTube and JBS Investigated. Watch this from the beginning to the end because it answers a lot of questions about it. Now, this was 3 years old, okay, this video. It's got over 1.5 million views on it. Excuse me. And this will basically give you a greater understanding of what's going on with beef prices now, okay? Everything else seems to be pretty stable as far as they try to raise the chicken, up a little bit. But basically, it is pretty stable. Pork is pretty stable. But these guys also own a lot of different pork companies. So they grabbed a hold of the meat industry, and they're dictating the prices, exactly what's going on. Now, from what I understand, they bought one or two of the biggest egg producers in the world, and I believe it was out of India. Don't quote me on it. And now they're controlling the prices of eggs also. So is this a global monopoly? I think so because they are huge, okay? All of our meat producers in the United States that were left, okay, there's still maybe one or two that are out there, are having a hard time competing because these guys just shut down beef producers here in the United States or control what's going on. Also, they bought out Tyson Foods and stuff like that with the poultry. All right, I think it's Pilgrim's Pride and a couple other ones that they bought out. Okay, and watch this video because you'll see a farmer who raised chickens. All right, go down to nothing. All right, the guy's reduced now to growing mushrooms. It is a good. It gives you a better idea what's going on. So I went into the store the other day, and with this in mind, some of the prices have leveled off, like I had said last week. I seen a couple whole New York strips and stuff like that. Still a little pricey for my liking. I try to even things out. I am retired. We are on a fixed income, and this is who I'm talking to. That and also who are on keto or carnivore or on a low carbohydrate lifestyle. This is important that you understand exactly what's going on here. So I went into a couple of different competitors and stuff like that. So I'm not afraid to put their names up here. Okay. As you can see over here, all the junk. Okay, buy one, buy two, get one free, whatever it is. Mix and match, buy two, get two free. Okay, so the sugary drinks are going. But right here, okay, it's the only meat that's on this paper here. Only meat. All right, I open it up, look through it. They have some seafood, chicken, and some pork spare ribs. Them prices are pretty much the same. I mean, if you can look at it right here, $3.99. Even that's a little high for that chicken. Okay, and the pork spare ribs, and they show lobster and other fish and stuff like that. But throughout this whole thing, it's processed meat. If you see the prices of that, it's ridiculous. But everything else, there's no No other beef on here, none whatsoever. So now I read this article, like I said, with three different publications that put this thing out. That beef prices now, beef alone, is going to climb 12% for the summer. Okay. Now who's that targeting? Okay. It's targeting the hardworking people who on the weekend want to burn some steaks, have a couple beers, kick back and enjoy life before they go back to work. And that's who this is all targeting right here. Now, for a guy like me who is doing keto lifestyle, it's horrible, especially on a fixed income. So here again, now this is where I shop. All right, Smart and Final. Chicken. Chicken is the only meat that's on here. Go to the other side of it. Okay, it has. Sorry about that. And it just has no beef. I don't see any beef on here. It's almost crazy how they're operating, and it's obvious. It is real obvious seeing what is going on. Now, there's another place out here called Vaughn's. Okay, Vaughn is part of Albertsons. Okay, they seem to be the only one who has a different variety of different meats on stuff in here. Okay, but you can see right there's a New York strip steak for surf and turf, and that was basically for Mother's Day. Okay, that was for yesterday. $6.99 a pound for shrimp, which are 20. I think what does it say here? 20. Let's see, 2 pounds. Oh, 16.20s. So you have to buy it in a 2-pound bag, and it's $13.98. That's not a bad deal. Okay, let me get this closer. That wouldn't be a bad deal right here. Okay, for the shrimp. But the New York strip, all right, is I think one says bone in, the other one says boneless. It's U.S. Choice boneless, $8.99 a pound, $9 a pound for New York strip. That's insane. Okay, and the people who say, well, that's not bad. $8-9 a pound is not bad. No, it is bad. It is. There's no other way that meat is processed. There's nothing that justifies that meat to jump up that much. They can say supply and demand. They can say fuel costs. They can say whatever they want to say, feed costs and all that other stuff. It's not jumping up that high. Okay, it's just corporate greed. Put it out there and see what we will pay for it. All right, that's why the scarcity. They don't put a lot in the meat cases. Even where I go, all right, the beef is in one section, and when I was there, it was all, in other words, it was all butcher packed. Okay, so there was something for me to cut up, a guy like me. The average person, okay, there was nothing, no pre-cut meat on the shelves whatsoever. So, but you had plenty of chicken, you had plenty of pork that were up there. So they're sort of like hurting, us to start eating that kind of stuff until this JBS sees a trend there, and everything else is going to start going up. So why are they targeting beef? Well, it's how it's marketed. Basically, you go on YouTube, you search around YouTube, and you just put in ribeye steak. There are millions and millions of recipes on how people are cooking ribeyes and stuff like that. Filet mignon. If you go searching for it, you can find it. Okay, but it's just not being pushed up there as far as put in grilling, weekend grilling or smoking or something like that, and you'll see a whole bunch of that. That's where it's targeted at. So if you're, the weekend warrior who wants to go out and, smoke a prime rib or something like that, to get a whole prime rib, you're going to pay for it. That's who it's designed to go after that way. So just trying to get by, again, they're making it tougher and tougher. Now, do I have a problem with chicken and pork and stuff like that? No, I don't. Lamb, to me, lamb was one of my favorites. Okay, a rack of lamb. We used to do that on the weekend. Get a whole leg. I debone it, cook it on the grill, slice it up real nice. I tell you what, it was fantastic. Can't touch it. I mean, the prices are ridiculous. And if you go into certain stores like Sprouts or something like that, is the place where I would normally get the lamb from, and it's basically New Zealand. There are some domesticated products. I can't remember the name of it right now that you could get, but the prices are ridiculous. I mean, 2 pounds for $65. That's completely nuts. Okay, and there again, free range. They keep talking about the free range and all this stuff. I just don't buy it. I'm sorry. In this video for JBS Investigated, towards the end of the video, they talk about eggs, free range chickens, and stuff like that. There's a couple. I'm not really sure where they're from. You'd have to watch it. That they went from the crowded cages and the crowded environment for the chickens. Okay, even for them, the layers. They opened it up and they did almost like a where they would move them from spot to spot and just let them go. Okay, they said it was the most natural. You could see the difference in the hens and you could see the difference in the eggs. Just for clarity here, a white egg and a brown egg has nothing to do with the quality of the egg. It's just the color of the shell, and that basically comes from from their diet, whatever. So there's no difference in a white egg or a brown. Now, also with the eggs, I've noticed them. Okay, jumbos are smaller. I mean, I just how they're getting away with it, and there again, I mean, it's the idea of you got to pay for it. If you want something, you got to pay for it. It's just going to the local farmer. Now they're out there. Okay, I always talk about this one that we did the and when we did the show for Monument Grills out at the convention center. We got meat from Hassel Beef Company. Okay, they're in Texas, small place in Texas. They're a small company, and they're doing pretty good, but their prices are still high. I mean, for an 8-ounce. I'm not going to quote them because I don't remember exactly what the prices were, but there again, you're getting that meat sent to you frozen, okay, and you're paying a lot of money for it. Now, I know for a fact that their meat is really good. But in the same token, though, for me to pay $90 and have something pay shipping and this and that to get out for couple steaks, it's not worth it to me. It's not worth it. All right. There again, it's frozen. Nothing wrong with frozen food or frozen meat, but there again, so you're going from old school to today's practices that's run by one company. Okay, there are other companies up there, but these guys are buying them out. Unbelievable. So in 2007, they bought at Swift Pork. Was like the first one that they really went after. Okay, so they had now the beef and now with the pork. Okay, Pilgrim's Pride they bought out next. Then they got into Cargill, and now if you look, even just Google it. Okay, what does JBS own companies? You're going to be astonished of how many different companies that they bought out. Now in this, and I don't want to keep bringing up this one video, but in the video there is a woman who works for the some company in the United States that actually does consumer checks. Okay, who's doing what? So she went into a supermarket, went to the meat section, and there were, I think it was sausage that it was, and it said Swift. All right, and then the one next to it, a competitor, and then the other competitor, and the other competitor. So there was 4 different competitors next to these. One particular sausage from Swift. So, but she did her research and came out that the other Swift and then the other 3 were owned by JBS, the same company who owns Swift. So, if you think that you're buying a different brand, okay, you're not. All right, it is like a monopoly that is brought onto in the supermarkets, and we are so naive to the fact that guess what? One company owns this, and whether it's 2 cents, 5 cents, $1 difference, that one company's still making the money on it. And I think somebody needs to look into this right here because I feel like we're being cheated, especially the people who are looking to get their health back, looking to have a better lifestyle, and want to do it through food, clean eating and stuff like that. So, like I said, I keep saying that you have to check this out, and that's JBS Investigated. 3 years old. I think it's 1.5 million views. It's an eye-opener. Believe me, it's an eye-opener. All right, so I keep saying, what do we do about it? I mean, as far as how do we, get around it and stuff? Well, we're forced to buy cheaper cuts of meat. Nothing wrong with that. All right. Um, and some people say, "Oh God, I made a London broil from a shoulder cut, and it was tough as nails." You got that right. All right. If you don't do it the right way, or try a different way of cooking it, okay, it is going to be super tough. Okay. Now, the same ones would be rump roast. So they would sell a rump roast, and if you look at the meat itself, okay, as you see here, there's really no fat in this. So it is just lean, lean, lean muscle. All right. Nothing wrong with it, but it's how you cook it. You're going to have that with the eye round. Also, you're going to have that with the shoulder. Sirloin. All right. Sirloin will have very little bit of marbling in it. All right. But if not cooked correctly or braised, all these meats are great braised, but I mean, how many times do you want to braise and have braised meat and stuff? You want to have that little bit of nice beefy taste slice into it. Also, a chuck roast. All right, chuck roast has a lot of fat in it on certain parts of it, but there again, it doesn't cook up just like a ribeye or a New York strip or something like that. So it's the method on how you cook it, and to top it all, we got to get away from that. Oh, we need to have this super tender. All right. I remember my dad telling me, and I say, this meat's tough and it's good for you to chew. It's good for your glands and help you digest it better. And that was the answer that I got, and be glad that I had it. So I'm gonna try to explain to you different ways of doing it. Eye round. Eye round is a great cut. And matter of fact, that price is starting to jump up again because people are starting to see, we have to settle for this cheaper cut of meat and stuff like that. And we would cut them into a little bit of steaks. Not too thick, not too thin, and then slice them again. The whole idea is hot, fast, and how you slice it. Okay. Always have some au jus on hand. If you do make a roast, make your own from your beef drippings. Make your own jus out of it, and also even like a brisket. At this point, here's how I buy things. I buy things in bulk because if you for what how can I explain this? If I buy a whole chuck roll, okay, and I'll cut them into chuck roasts, okay, or chuck steaks, all right. Or if I take them and I dissect them, take them. I say dissect them. Cut them up into you have the eye round, the chuck round, chuck eye. You got the cap. There's all different little pieces of flat iron that's in there. The Denver cut. There's all different names for it. But the whole idea, if you take this all apart and pack them up, you have enough for a month for the dinner. So in the long run, rather than buying one chuck steak for $30, okay, I can buy the whole thing and get 10 slices of that same thing for $30 for 125. Okay, if you understand what I'm saying. The whole point is to shop smart and cook it in a different way. We have to change how we're doing things. Okay, even on a grill, you could fire. The Monument Grill has that sear station. You can sear that chuck on there. All right, both sides, and then braise it in on the grill itself, and braise it to make it a little bit more tender. Or get the inside. I like to bring it up to anywhere from 128 to 130. Pull it off there, let it rest, and then slice it up. Still going to be medium rare, and you slice it thin enough. It's going to be fine. And believe me, it's going to be fine. All them ones that I mentioned, okay, a rump roast, a chuck, sirloin, eye round, brisket. Brisket now, everybody thinks you take a brisket, you put it in a smoker, the whole bit, or you can put it into an oven and cook it till it's tender. Take that brisket, okay, and you'd slice it on the bottom, make it about an inch thick, and slice it again, make it look like a skirt steak almost. You can put that on the go, fast and hot, okay, and slice it against the grain. I mean, what you can't get a better flavor, a better taste to it. Or if they're cheap enough, you could take them and grind them. Here again, I know a lot of younger people say, "Man, I don't want to go through that. I can just buy it, in the store." Word to the wise. Like I said last week, I bought that chop meat. Now they had a recall on it because something happened to the beef, whatever. So when you take it back, they don't have nothing to replace it with. So they're going to give you your money back. When you buy these different tougher cuts of meat, brisket in particular, has enough fat on it where you can buy, if you can get them cheap enough, okay, like $3.99 a pound or $2.99 a pound, in that ballpark. All right, you could take a couple of them, grind them, get the machine. I'm telling you, it's worth it. If you're young and you have children, you can show them and let them help you make the patties and stuff. Don't let them grind it, but show them where everything comes from. I think it's a good deal. So, how do we do this? Well, it's grilling season, and they said beef prices are going to go up by 12%. So that's beef across the board. So that would be anywhere from hamburger meat, okay, right up to ribeye, filet mignon. Expect a 12% increase on here. So what you were paying 2 years ago for ribeye, you're probably going to pay that for a brisket, or you're going to pay that for an eye round or whatever. All right. So the whole idea is I have a video out with the eye round where I cut it up. Now, eye round is made to be cooked medium rare or rare. Okay. Sliced very thin, and that's how you use it. Or you can make round steaks out of it. Cut them up. The whole idea is cook them fast, slice them very thin. You can make a nice gravy with it, set them on the gravy, whatever. And as you're moving them around in the gravy, it'll take some of the redness out of it, and that will make it taste a little bit more tender. Once you get your foot in the door as far as how to slice it, okay, and how to cook it, it'll be sustainable. Ribeyes and filet mignon, I think, are out the window. I mean, as far as, I don't know when the last time. Well, I did buy 4 ribeyes. It was $6.99 a pound. Okay, they weren't that thick, but they were decent. Okay, but that's still a lot of money for it. I don't think I would be buying any more of it. So the whole idea is you can do low and slow. That's no problem with that. Don't expect it to be rare or medium rare. Cook it until it falls apart. But after a while, you don't want to do that. Okay, you want to taste it like, you want to cut it like a steak and eat it like a steak. So hot and fast is the way to go with it, especially with them cuts. We don't know yet. We have no idea what's going to happen. I mean, like I said, hardly any meat in here whatsoever. So also, while I'm bending your ear, start making your summer condiments. Okay, you can make pickles. I use the Persian cucumbers. They're the best as far as I'm concerned, as far as making pickles. I have an icebox recipe. You can go to my channel and just search for it. How to make the pickles and make the brine myself, and they're sitting there 24 hours to 48 hours, and they're fantastic. You can make a big jar of them, and they can stay up a couple weeks. Make the chips out of it. You can also make pickled eggplant, which is really good. I like to do the red onions. Red onions are simple. In fact, next week I have a video coming up on just how to do it. You'll be surprised how simple it is. You can do yourself a couple onions, and they stay for a while. So start making different things. If you don't like pork, or you get tired of eating chicken and everything else like that, we're gonna have to bite the bullet a little bit. But I'm telling you, I don't see anything coming down for meats. I thought they leveled off a little bit, but when I went into the store, they had very little pre-cut meats for the people who don't like to cut their own, and was probably forced to buy these big cuts. Okay, they get sticker shock right in the beginning is when they see it. Over $100 for a big clot of meat. That scares people. So watch videos, learn how to cut up your own meat, and learn how to adjust a little bit. Eat some more ribs. Some more pork. There's nothing wrong with pork at all. especially if you're on a keto lifestyle or low carb. There's nothing wrong with pork whatsoever. I mean, everybody eats bacon. I mean, so there's different alternatives, and start learning to eat some fish. Okay, fish is already super high, and I pay through the nose for it out here because, well, I'm in the desert. So I don't know what the answer is, but we have to see from week to week of what's going on with the prices. And like I said, watch this video, the JBS Investigative. It'll open your eyes a little bit to see how things are done. Now, some of it might be a little, above what it is. They talk about a lot of corruption and stuff like that, and how they maneuvered through the United States to buy out these small companies. But if you're have cattle or something like that, you're gonna understand what's going on, because they control it. They really control it. So, all right, everybody, listen. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Check back next week. We're going to have something else. I don't know if I'm going to do a part 3 on this. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. But it's important to us as citizens here to understand what's going on, especially with why we are paying so much, and that seems to be a problem. Our pay is not going up. All right, everything else is on the rise, but our pay. So, I mean, what are we going to be limited to? Oatmeal? I don't know. Everybody hit that like, subscribe button. See you next week. Take care. Thank you.